where you can stand, how loud you can yell, which arms you can wave, all that kind of stuff. When you switch to the computerized trading and get the physical proximity of the human beings out of it, then it becomes more like what you're talking about, something that's susceptible to mathematical analysis of. But doesn't the evidence show that when you have these other rules, the system is more stable, it's less long-tailed, it's a better system for people, and we really don't want to have these complex systems running wild. We really want to have systems with people who recognize each other as people. Aren't you finding that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a really good question. So one of the things that we see in biological systems like the brain, the immune system, even ant colonies and those things, is that a very large percentage of the system is devoted to regulation. It's devoted to regulating the system. Maybe at least 50% of the resources, because you can get these very with the immune system, for example, we have these autoimmune diseases. The immune system can attack the body when it gets out of control, and so a lot of the immune system is devoted to sort of making sure that doesn't happen. It does happen sometimes, but not as very much more rarely than it should in some sense. The brain, so I've been told that maybe more than 50% of the brain is devoted to regulating activity, so we don't have epilepsy, for example. So in these social systems and economic systems, it's also important to have regulation in order to keep the system stable, to prevent it from getting out of control. And we certainly see that, and I think that people know that, but there's kind of these different ideologies about regulation. And the question is how much regulation is good and how much might hurt the system. And that's something that I think complex systems will eventually have something important to say about.
When you were showing the modeling of the birds flocking, one of the variables was how far away the bird could see.
Right.
And then when you got to what I thought about Facebook or going to the cocktail party, I was wondering if that variable would skew or correct or represent more precisely those behaviors.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess the question is in Facebook, we still have, we can't see all of Facebook. I can't decide to be friends with anyone in the network with equal probability. So that does skew the results, and it does add some